In Azaro's grotesque little garden, you'll find an old friend of mine. The yawning maw that is Ugol. But a soft portrait of what that pathetic creature has come to believe about the nature of fear. Those who look upon him see their own fears reflected in his horrifying visage.
Fortitude is a rare quality among exiles, and you, my ally, have it in abundance. Your efforts will not go unnoticed when the new empire arises.
I'm not up to that just yet.
I heard tell of an ancient Val scholar who bore the name Ugol. He'd conduct these grisly experiments in pursuit of some piece of nasty wisdom tucked in the nether regions of human terror. Practiced on young kiddies, no less, scaring the living shite out of Val toddlers and then nabbing their fare within a hall of thaumaturgical mirrors. Could be the whole story's a crock, and here's where it gets even hazier. Seems old Ugol found something in that fair, enough to scare a whole swag of Val into worshipping him. Honestly, some people will worship anything for a bit of spiritual peace of mind.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Captain Osiris. Remain in the warehouse until I personally send for you. In the unlikely event that Chittus should
That
fall,
would only slow me down.
you and your fellow legionnaires will be safely beyond the perimeter of his heart gem's influence. You men and women are my finest work yet. I would not lose you all to some aberration of chance. Malachi, Thaumaturge Laureate.
My courageous hawk removes yet another snake from the long grass. I offer you a reward, but my mind remains unsettled. The captain lies rotting in the ground, buzzing with flies. But if Gemling legionnaires can regain their sentience, then can all the monstrosities of the Undying do the same? My thoughts turn to the burrows and chambers beneath the earth of San. Could there be some new, undead civilization growing and preparing itself underground at this very moment? Such thoughts do not make for easy sleeping. Why are you still standing there?
I'm not up to that just yet.
Captain Osiris. Remain in the warehouse until I personally send for you. In the unlikely event that Chittus should fall, you and your fellow legionnaires will be safely beyond the perimeter of his heart gem's influence. You men and women are my finest work yet. I would not lose you all to some aberration of chance. Malachi, Thaumaturge Laureate.
That would only slow me down.
Vaal scholars seem compelled to answer all manner of strange and troubling questions. Ugol was one such scholar. Whilst plumbing the depths of humanity, he came to believe that there was no truer expression of humanity than pure terror. He would induce terror in children, and then capture the reactions within eldritch mirrors, devices of his own creation that could petrify fear for extended study. Through his gallery of reflected terror, Ugol came to understand human nature so well that he was able to manipulate his way into the Vaal halls of leadership, and eventually grew so feared and renowned that he ascended into godhood.
Come to me, Exile. Let us speak of death and desire. I'm not up to that just yet. It's another busy day in the land of the dead, Exile. Go find me some befouled corpses, raise them up, and lead them back here, so that my sculpture might sup of their necrotic essence. It's very thirsty today. We do this in the name of art. The finest art may only be created with the finest materials. That would only slow me down.
Well, they're forged from solid gold. I can tell you that much. But I suppose that's not really what you're asking about. The wings are a treasured piece of the Marraketh heritage. Back when the tribes quit their squabbling and joined hands to battle the Eternal Empire, the wings were seen as a symbol of their unity. The Golden Sakhima wore them as she led the whole bloody Marraketh horde against San. She was a single greatest hope for the Marraketh was that Asenath. Hector Tatooshus crushed both their hopes and their precious Sakhima. Don't do anything I would.
That would only slow me down.
Virtue gems are so called because they imbue the mundane sack of humanity with virtues normally reserved for the divine, tenfold when the gem is embedded into flesh and bone rather than a tool of trade. Melding of man and gem. That's a bit of a lost science. The proper fitting of tool with gem, however, that can still be mastered by those few with the intellect to fathom it.
I'm not up to that just yet. That would only slow me down.
By all accounts, Tarkus Varuso was a ruthless despot, a man to rival even the likes of Dominus. Yet his heart of stone contained one precious theme, his love for his wife, Chiara. So when the poor young woman died giving birth to Varuso's son, Caspero, the grieving emperor threw aside his great convictions and placed his last hope in thaumaturgy, in the Ankh of eternity. Perhaps it was shame that drove Tarkus to lock the Ankh away, to steal such hopes from his descendants. It was he who had asked his people to turn their backs on the ancient arts, so what right had he to enjoy that which he forbade? Love gave him that right.
Let's see who is next on my list. Ah, yes, they'll do nicely. The malcontent in question has a rather sensitive document under lock and key. Examine that document and recall what it tells you. But under no circumstances do you kill the malcontent guarding it. Understood? That would only leave me with a mess to clean up.
I'm not up to that just yet. A civilized life is the product of a primitive death. And the next time you're in the San encampment, make a visitation. I have a few curiosities that might suit your maturing tastes.